So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful, fantastic day or night or evening or morning, whatever it may be, wherever your time zone is. I hope you're having a wonderful whatever. So today's video, I'm just going to be going over a couple of purchases that I've made recently and just giving a quick rundown on if I still love it, how I'm feeling about it, and if I would recommend it. So my Juvia's, let's just go over Juvia's Place. I think this is the only two Juvia's Place things that I have. Anyway, so Juvia's Place concealer and my Juvia's Nomad palette. It looks like this. I love her. She's beautiful, wonderful, fantastic, marvelous. So this palette, I definitely recommend it for fall. If you're into grungy tones, I would recommend it 1000% if you are in the market. I believe it was like $18 or $25. Super reasonable. The pan sizes are very deep, like they're big. You're not gonna run out of it quickly. For this concealer, a little goes a long way. On days that I don't really want to use foundation and I really just need to kind of like spot conceal, I will just spot conceal, powder those areas, and you can't even tell that I'm wearing it. However, a little does go a long way. If you go ham with this, like, you will have used too much. So please tread lightly when using it and then go back if you need more. Yes, I recommend it for full coverage people who aren't into full coverage. You can shear it down. However, I have super dry skin and I do kind of feel like it's a little too mattifying for me. In that sense, I just add some oil and keep it moving. Running off of the concealer, I got the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime concealer. Everybody was raving about it and I was like, oh, I think I need that. I like it. It is very full coverage. It also is a bit dry for my under eyes. I can use it other places for my skin type anyways. I don't hate it under the eyes. It does look nice. It doesn't crease. It looks beautiful. I'm wearing it today. However, for my personal liking and the way I like to do my makeup, I do think that it's a little too drying on my skin. But I do recommend it for full coverage queens, and I think that it dries down beautifully. It doesn't crease, and it's a nice concealer. Piggybacking off of concealers, let's go over some foundations. This one is a tinted moisturizer. I love it for my skin. It is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. Love her. I sometimes, when I'm wanting a hair more coverage, will mix it with my Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. And I will mix these two and they are like the perfect. I'm actually wearing them today. You can still see my freckles. You can still see like my skin. However, it just looks a little fresher, a little better. Like, it's that extra little that I'm like that you look for when you go for a tinted moisturizer. It fades off nicely and you can't really even tell that it's fading off. I definitely like this. I like to use this when I'm just like throwing something on, mascara, eyebrows, and I'm out the door. It doesn't really like cover anything. It plumps my dry, crusty skin. I love it. Now the Ilia, I like this. However, when I bought this, the ingredients list, I guess it has coconut oil. That's not for everybody. But I do like this if you're looking for a natural, clean product that is beautiful. It does dry down. It has a nice like setting, like it sets itself. You don't need to use powder or anything like that. And when it fades beautifully. It's not full coverage, but I feel like you could get it to a decent coverage. I feel like it's pretty full coverage for my liking. I'm more of a tinted moisturizer kind of girl. Now, if you're a full coverage queen, I don't think that you'll think this is full coverage. You will probably more or less think that this is like no coverage, but it is very beautiful on the skin. It's skin-like finish. It is amazing. I definitely recommend it if you don't have any sensitivities to coconut. If you do, I wouldn't go with this one. They have one other one that has like a little dropper looking thing. I would try that one. This one does come with a pump. I love a pump. I'm a pump kind of girl. I don't want a squeezy tube. I don't want something that I have to drop on my hand. So I would say that my Ilia and my Pretty Fresh mixed together is pretty comparable as far as coverage wise as my Dior Backstage. It's light, buildable, it's like your skin but better. When you mix these two, it's like the dream team, and it gives you coverage equal to this. And then I got the Beauty Bakery Instabake. Now I love this. This is very hydrating and dewy. Like, you will look dewy. However, she dries down. She looks beautiful. I love her. I don't know why it looks so incredibly light on my hand, but I promise it's not that light in real life. But it dries down beautifully. It's got a nice like skin-like finish. The coverage is there on her. If you are looking for like a happy... What's in my hand, Chum? You pooped. See how all the people I pooped. I'm a poop boy. So this one is like a more full coverage than the Ilia. It's not as skin finished. It's more foundation-y looking, but it is definitely one of my favorites. You can shear it down and you can build her up. It ultimately just depends on what you are looking for. Piggybacking off of foundation, I would go into powder. Oh, let's backtrack because I forgot this one because my son just found it. This Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I love her. This small size is perfect for anyone who wants to try it. Probably gotten about 10 out of this thing already, and I love it. It is fantastic. It does help my foundation to grip. I tried I believe it's the Cover FX gripping primer or something like that. I did not like that. I felt like that was too drying for my skin. This one is exactly what I needed that one to be. It has enough hydration in it that it doesn't dry out my skin, but it gives the grip that I'm looking for. So if you've tried that one and it's too drying on your skin, definitely try her. And like I said, piggybacking off of all of that, going in the order of makeup, we would be powder. I have the Beauty Bakery Flower Powder. I love her. She, however, for my skin is a little too dry. So I can't use it around my dry areas, which is my nose and my forehead. I can use it to set the rest of my face if I feel the need to set the rest of my face. I do have drier skin, so I don't really ever try to set. Occasionally, if I feel like a foundation is a little too dewy, I might set. But most of the time I don't, and but when I do decide, this is a nice powder. Again, just a little too drying for my dry areas. So right here would be a dry area on my nose, but the rest of my face, it sets beautifully. Definitely recommend for my oily girls or dry girls who are just in the market for a setting powder that kind of just blurs everything and is gorgeous. Sit down. Stop. No. So I bought some of the Fenty blushes, the cream blushes. I bought Drama Class, I bought Rose Latte, and I bought Strawberry Drip. Now, I love these little suckers. I do not recommend them for dark-skinned baby girls. I might recommend the Rose Latte, but depending on your skin tone, I don't think that it would show up. Which really saddens me to see that these are such beautiful products. I love them. I use them on my lips to do monochromatic looks. I use them on my cheeks. I use them on my eyes. But I wish that their shade range could be used on darker skinned people and complexions. I don't think that they would show up. But then again, I'm not a dark skinned girl. I don't know for sure. You can always like go, I mean, you can't go in stores anymore, but I guess you could try and buy it. But I do love this product. Definitely recommend it. 10 out of 10. A little bit goes a long way. My skin drinks it, so I do have to reapply it, but like, so I would apply it and then my skin will kind of like soak it in, and then I have to reapply it a little bit to get the pigmentation that I want. But I love them. They blend beautifully on top of powder and without powder. And they're super easy to use. I feel like they're beginner friendly if you're not into cream, but you want to start getting into cream. They're beautiful. And I would definitely recommend if you're looking to. I also got the Fenty Cream Bronzer. Now, I love this one. I got shade 3. I do think I should have went a shade deeper than what I have. I like it. I feel like it's super easy to work with. I'm wearing it today. I feel like it's super easy to work with. I feel like she blends beautifully, seamlessly. I do kind of feel like the shade range kind of sucks. I don't think that it's for everyone. Maybe Fenty's going to expand, and I hope she is, but I love that product, and I really hope she expands so that other people can try it and love it. I recommend it for my dry skin girls and babies. I recommend it for people who are getting into cream and not sure and they're scared, because sometimes creams can be tricky, but that cream product is amazing. It's easy to work with, super easy to blend. It's not overly pigmented, but it's pigmented enough that it makes sense. I know I'm not making very much sense. Sorry. The trend of blushes, I bought the Chocolate Cherry Truffles from BH Cosmetic. I love this. It smells, it has a nice little like cherry-y scent. Like, it smells like cherries. Okay, so I like these shades. I think there's like, and I love that they have different intensities. So they have some that are lighter, some that are darker. They thought about everybody. They thought about all skin tones, and I love that. The blushes, I'm using them today. I'm actually not using the Fenty for once. I'm using a powder blush. I don't often do that, but it blends amazingly. Pigment is there, as you can see on my face. It's just an amazing product. This, if you're looking for blush that blends nicely, the only thing is it's pigmented. So I would go in with a light hand if you're lighter skin tone, or check out the lighter colors in this formula and this product. Moving into highlighters. So I bought the Moon Cruiser and the Comet Catcher. I also purchased a couple other things. I purchased the Mars something and the yellow one from Kaleidos Cosmetics. Those are coming in the mail, so as soon as those get here, I will definitely speak on those. I have Laser Glazer. I don't know where it is. So this is Moon Cruiser and this is Comet Catcher. Now the formula of Comet Catcher is more of a nice sheen. It kind of just looks like a sheen on your skin. This one is a little more of a glittery texture. That is more comparable to my Laser Glazer. So if you have Laser Glazer, this is more of a glittery formula. It's more of that consistency. This is more of a, like, you're glowing a red pinky tone. You're like a alien, basically. I love the highlighters. I'm a fan of Kaleidos. Through and through. Their highlighters are phenomenal. If you are in the market to check out an indie brand, I would definitely recommend checking out their highlighters because they are beautiful. Now, moving on to Menagerie. I have only tried these two trifoils. I kept trying to get my hands on the Turtle Club, and I believe the other one, I don't know what it's called, but it's the blue one. I was trying so hard to get my hands on them. I just have not been able to, but I love this formula. It is a glittery-esque formula with a lot of pigment. A ton of pigment. It has pigment to it. And they are glittery, but they're not like, they're like a chunky shadow. I love a chunky shadow. Something else I bought was the Sugar Pill Capsule Collection in the orange. This blush in here, I love. I love this whole palette. The only two colors that I have not played with is that green and that blue. I'm close to using it. I love this palette. This palette is amazing. I would definitely recommend checking this one and the pink one out. They are phenomenal quality. Moving right along, let's do some of my pastel palettes. So I have the Fun Size Sugar Pill palette. I love her. She is cute. She is a most used up there. The only one that I probably do not really dip into is Game Over, this red shade. I'm not a huge red person on my eyeballs. I just don't think it looks flattering on me. And then I have this Nomad Cosmetics Tokyo palette. I love these. However, if you're not into satins in your crease, this whole roll right here is satin shades. But alone for these shimmers is worth it. It's worth it for the shimmers alone in this palette. Now, for this one, the Nomad Cosmetics, it is a buildable formula. You would need to go in multiple times if you dust off your brush. If you don't, if you just dip right in and then go to your eye, it's super pigmented. This one, tread lightly, super pigmented. If I had to pick, my favorite is Strobe Cosmetics Creepy Cute. Pick one that is my favorite as far as quality wise. This one is my favorite. The Nomad comes in a second with the with the Fun Size. Also bought the freckle pen. I like it. I mean, it's a freckle pen. I used to use my brow product or my brow pencil as my freckles, but I tried the Freck. I like it a little better. I think the color is nicer. But I mean, if you're not wanting to spend that price tag, because I think it's like for that one was 30 something, there are other comparable products. Also bought the Beauty Bakery spray. Now I love this for setting. Yeah, I love this for setting my face. However, it does burn the shit out of my eyeballs. Evidently, there's a lot of alcohol in here. Guys, yes, it's the second ingredient in here. Okay, so let's talk about Kaleidos. So I have the Kaleidos. No. Lunar Lavender palette. Oh, no. And I have the Kaleidos Sashimi City. I love these palettes. Excuse you again with the farting. I love these two palettes. The shimmers in here alone make this palette special. This one is special because it's like a neutral take on purples. So if you're a neutral lover, you might actually like this palette because it's easy to work with. The only thing I wish is that they didn't have two browns in here. I know one is more neutrally and one is more cool toned, but I don't think that it was needed in both palettes. Now I've been into lip oils as we get into the cooler months because I have super dry skin, as I've said like 1,001 times in this freaking video. So I was walking through Target one day, and my daughter loves to go to the makeup aisle and find lip products because her thing is lip products. And she happened to stumble across this, and it is the e.l.f. tinted lip oil. And I was like, yeah, you can have one. And I was like, a lip oil. So I grabbed me one as well. I'm wearing it today. I love it. Moisturizes your skin, moisturizes your lips. It has a slight tint to her. So it does add a little something to your mouth. But it's an oil. Your mouth stays hydrated. It hydrates your lips as it adds a little bit of something to your mouth. I happened to be on Ulta one day and I seen that ColourPop had added a Luxe lip oil. It is right there. I like this one better than the e.l.f. This is $8. The e.l.f. is $6 if I'm not mistaken. However, I recommend this one over the e.l.f. one. It's only a couple dollars more. Your mouth way more than the e.l.f. one does. It just doesn't have the pigment. If you're looking for something with a pigment, I recommend the e.l.f. one over the ColourPop one. But if you don't care if it has a pigment, I would recommend the ColourPop one for sure. Hi, baby. Are you coming to tell everybody hi? So out of everything that I bought, the e.l.f. would be probably the one thing that I wouldn't 1000% recommend to you if you're in the market for a new lip product. Also, I wouldn't recommend the Nomad if you don't like satins in your crease. I don't care. I don't mind them. I think that it's worth it, even if you don't like satins in your crease, because it's not super noticeable. But I mean, it's a personal preference thing on that. Now, something that I bought that was a flop. This Ilia Liquid Light Serum Highlighter. It is like a jelly consistency. However, it makes everything I put it on top. It's super beautiful. Very beautiful. Everything I put it on top of, it makes it peel up. Everything I put it on, powder, foundation, it just kind of peels and it pulls product up. It's beautiful on the skin. It dries down extremely quickly if you're not careful. I just wouldn't recommend it. It is beautiful if you're going to put it on just your bare skin, or if you put it on under your tinted moisturizer or light foundation. That's a roundup of everything that I bought. Oh, I also bought these Sonia Kashuk brushes. I have another one here somewhere. Are these the same brushes? So I bought these Sonia Kashuk brushes. I like these. They're synthetic. They're nice. If you're in the market for an affordable brush, they're pretty comparable to ColourPop's brushes in my opinion. And that is all the products that I have tried, rounded up, and I love them all. I think they're all fantastic, except for that Ilia highlighter. Like I said, the Nomad is personal preference. The e.l.f. is, I love it. I like it. It's not my favorite. I did find something better, which is the ColourPop lip oil. So if you're in the market for that, then there you go. And I hope you have a wonderful, fantastic day. I hope you like videos like this. If you do, let me know, and I will be sure to do more of them. I'll let you know how I feel about the new Kaleido stuff that I have coming in. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, leave a comment down below. Let me know some of your products that you've tried out in your day-to-day lately, and I might be checking them out. If you want to see more content like this, let me know. When I get my other Kaleido's products in on my Shroud X Butte Bean collab, I will let you know how I feel about those. I will keep you updated on all the products that I just mentioned today. If anything changes, then I will let you know. And I hope you have a beautiful, fantastic, marvelous day, and I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe and check out some more of my content somewhere. I'll see you later.
Check out more of my mommy's videos.
And
And watch some more of my mom's videos because they're cool and awesome.
So bye.